Hi, I'm Matt Leddin. I'm a scenic carpenter and stage designer. I was approached by Tedx Navesink this past year in January to design their set for their 2016 TEDx conference. Now, when I'm always asked to design a set, the first thing I want to think about are what are the emotions they want to produce, because my job as a set is to really amplify what's going on the stage. It's not to make a new idea, a new concept, it's to take what's already going on and put a big magnifying glass and making it really big and wide. And when I'm doing something like makers as our theme, that brings a whole bunch of ideas to mind. And for me, as a maker, building sets and different concepts and different ideas, it's important that there's emotion in that process, an evolution. Making starts with a disaster in front of you, and you build it into something new, and then you end up with something completely different from what you planned on, but it's much cooler than you thought. So the challenge for that is, how am I going to make that on a stage? How do I have a concept that's constantly in motion, but isn't distracting at all? So I thought back to kind of my childhood. At first I was thinking, what did I do when I was a kid? What was the essence of making for me? And the essence for making for me was blocks. I was crazy about blocks. I'd build cities, and you tear them down with a dinosaur, but then I build them again, which is making. So I built a ton of them, tons. So they were small, from 1 foot to 1 foot, 3 foot by 4 foot. This colossal giant blue one was 4 foot by 4 foot by 4 foot. It took 3 people to carry. It was huge. But just blocks on stage really isn't that exciting. What I really wanted is I wanted people to also engage, to become makers in the conference. So what we decided to do, what we came up with, is we built a scale model of the whole stage, this little tiny model with all these little blocks all to scale, a little TEDx sign, a little TEDx rug. And the audience members would be invited to go out to the little scale model in the intermissions between each of the talks and redesign how they want the stage to look. What we would then do as a TEDx team is me and my crew would go on the stage during intermission about 5 minutes before the next session started. We'd take all the blocks on stage and we match them to whatever the audience decided. So whoever went out there and messed with all the blocks, they'd make new concepts, and that new concept would become the stage. The stage would be remade. The audience would become makers, designers, and part of the motion of what became TEDx makers. So for us, this sounds really cool, but we also had to build it. So thankfully, I'm the technical director at a local high school in New Jersey, Rumson Fairhaven Regional High. I have a great group of students, and together, myself and all of them built all of these boxes. We worked for a few weeks really nailing down the concept, really making it all happen, and the final project was awesome. Because what you saw when we did all the changes, the first group was a whole bunch of little kids, 6-year-olds, 7-year-olds, 5-year-olds, and they're arguing, they're making different sets all over the design, and they came up with this great design. And the audience would see that, and they'd go back, and they'd make something a little more complex. It was great to see everybody involved in the set, involved in the concept, becoming a maker. The set design became part of the experience. It amplified our theme. And in that way, I thought it was tremendously successful. Now, luckily enough, they've also asked me to come back next year. And we got a few tricks in store for our theme of being identity. It's going to be tricky, but it's going to be pretty cool. I hope you're going to see it. I hope you're going to enjoy it. Thanks.